Is this thing on? What is up? I'm back on stream again. I said I would be on every day for a week, and I was on one day. And I'll tell you what, that was a good day. Anyway, it's Easter this weekend. This Saturday, Easter Saturday for me. So this is like a little break in Australia. I don't know if this happens around the world, but in Australia, every shop is closed on Good Friday and probably tomorrow. So I just went to the shops this morning. I was going to come on earlier, but it is packed at the shops. Everyone forgot to buy shit on Good Friday as usual for Good Friday and for Easter. So everyone's just back in the shops today. It's actually crazy. Like, the shops would make so much money actually by closing for a day. You would think it would be the opposite. You'd be like, oh, they're losing heaps. But everyone rushes in that next day. So they actually make a lot more money. Now their shit is like, fuck, you couldn't get it for a day. So everyone's just so keen to get there. But I got through it, lad. And I seen a clip today. It worried me, honestly. It worries me. But I've seen videos of Clav that I was going to react to, but I just think this is a fad and it's going to die, right? This is going to die, this looks maxing shit, bro. Like, it's funny, but like every meme and shit, it's going to die. So I've noticed, I've just been trying to lay off it, right? But I seen this today and this looks like a joke, but I only seen him having a seizure. So clavicular seizure maxed after getting choked out. Seizure maxed. What the fuck? Like, this is not cool. Seizure maxing. But anyway, this is what we've come to for clout. Like, this is what, ascending? Is that what he calls it? Let's see how you ascend. And
It's to the sides of the neck, right? Yep.
Wait, maybe lift up your arms so we know when you're gone.
Oh, yeah. Lift up your arms.
Hold your arm up.
Oh, he's tapping.
he's tapping? No, he's not.
Do it.
Let me know.
Yeah, I think he's gone.
He's gone?
I think he's gone. He's gone.
Can you let go?
Oh, shit.
Let him choke. Turn him over.
Here we go. You're good.
Oh, my.
I'm here.
He's good.
Okay. I'm here. Turn to the side. I'm here. I'm here.
He's good. He's good.
Stars in. You're good. I'm here. Take your second. Take your time.
He's good.
Never do that shit again.
Yo.
Wow.
Yo, he's crazy.
Give me a second.
Holy fuck.
How do you feel?
That was the craziest thing ever.
Yeah.
No, just give him a sec.
Oh,
Let him sit real
shit.
good. Let him sit.
Yo.
I know. Just give
Now
him a
you
sec
know how
because if he stands
shit
up and
feels.
falls, he's fucked.
Yo, that
Take a
was
second.
sick, bro.
I remember, bro, like once I was we were in high school, right? Before drugs and stuff, right? We were in high school, we were innocent. And we used to do this it was so stupid. It was so fucking stupid. And I'll tell you how we found out it was stupid. So we used to go on the ground, like kneel down in a squat and breathe out heavily like 30 times. And then we would go like this and blow on your thumb until you pass out. And people would pass out and be like, I felt like I was out for years. We thought it was like some Inception shit, bro. Like, we hadn't done drugs yet. And then everyone started doing it. Like, word got around the school and everyone started knocking each other out, right? And this is exactly the face people would make when they woke up. Being like, oh shit. It was all fun and games, right? Until more people started doing it. And then it got to, like, let's just say one of the kids bloody did it and had a seizure. And then we never did that shit again, bro. We got banned from that shit. Fuck, we got in trouble for that shit, for even spreading that. So, but that was in high school, man. That's when I was young. These guys are like 21.
Dude,
Yeah.
the dream was like crazy.
You had a
You
dream?
had a dream?
Yeah, see?
Dude, you were seizing.
Wait, really?
Bro, you look.
Yeah, see, the dream was crazy. Like, this is what I did in high school before I even knew what drugs and shit were. And we thought this shit was cool until someone had a fucking seizure and we didn't know what to do. We're not ambulance. We're not nurses. We're not doctors. So this guy, he may be good at jiu-jitsu. He may be good at choking people out. But what are you doing at a nightclub choking clavicular out? Even if you know what you're doing. Bro just had a fucking seizure, bro. Look at this. This is ascending in 2026, brother. Bro is like seriously, he's lucky, bro. He's lucky. Because even if he fucking bit his tongue off, if he did, like, this is one of the stupidest videos. And not only is it says Mog World Order down the bottom here. It's all jokey. It's on fucking live stream. If this happened to your friend, not only would you not want it to be on camera, you would just be like fucking distraught from what happened this night. But these guys are live streaming it. This is like this is what I mean about clavicular, and I feel like the trend is gonna die soon, like every other trend, and the looks maxing shit. And I feel like he's gone a bit too far. He's gone a bit too far. Like, and this is a whole different situation. He let himself get choked out. Like,
Just make sure it's to the sides of the.
Go.
Just make sure it's to the sides of the neck. That is windpipe.
Wait, maybe lift up your arms so we know.
I'm choked. Turn him over.
don't let him choke. Turn him over. So all of a sudden,
I'm here.
He's good. He's good.
I'm here. Turn to the side.
yes. What did they call it before? Seizure maxing. Seizure fucking maxing. No, bro, your friend almost just fucking died. All these guys would have been responsible. Like, that guy would have been fucked if he died right then. Or even if he turned around and he was having a seizure, he was he was jumping around. His tongue could have been loose and he could have bit his fucking tongue off. They did get him to the side. They did the right thing, but I'm sure this is not even, like, this is not Jackass. This is on live stream.
Turn to the side. I'm here. I'm here, bro. I'm here.
He's good. He's good.
I'm here.
He's good.
It's Tarzan. You're good. I'm here.
It's Tarzan, you're good. Oh, shit.
He's good.
But did you see how he woke up then? He looks like he is thankful to God that he woke up from that shit.
Never do that shit again.
Like
Bro,
fast
the
dreams.
dream was like, bro, I was so scared.
Yeah.
that's what I'm
The
saying.
dream
That
was
shit is
crazy.
insane.
Yeah, we used to do this in high school.
Bruh. Wait, hold on. Let me chill for a second.
Yeah, bro.
That shit feels so lit.
Yeah.
That's it, bro.
Get that fucking
Bro,
camera off.
No, it feels like.
Bro, dream about the Whopper, no cheese. I
Bro's
swear.
gonna get a dick.
This is about
Post.
having a seizure, bro. Especially asking someone to choke you out and then having a seizure has to be the biggest oral loss ever. In my opinion. That is one of the biggest oral losses ever. Everyone can come back to this. Oh, this guy, he had a seizure that time. When he got he just tried to be choked out. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. You shouldn't be doing this like outside of a gym. You should be doing this in jiu-jitsu, but like you're not supposed to be choked out. That's the whole point of learning jiu-jitsu. You don't go to jiu-jitsu and it's like, oh, let me feel how it is to be choked out. No. You'll be in a wrestle with someone and then you'll be trying to get out of something and you'll be choked out. That's not how it works. It's not, oh, I'm going to get better because I'm going to let someone take the air out of my head and just almost die. Like, if he keeps holding on after you go out, you're dead. Another like 20 seconds, you're dead. That's how you kill someone. It's a dangerous sport. Why are you even learning to be in that position? Just learn to fucking get out of it. The more you get, even if I'm sure he's not going to do this shit again. I know people are going to laugh at him. I think this is a horrible look. I feel like it is good. Like they're going to learn a lesson. Bro just almost died off some little stupid shit that I was doing in high school. I don't recommend it. It was fucking stupid because if one of us died, I would have felt, horrible. Like that would have been the worst thing ever. But we were very young. This guy's like what, 21 or something? I'm sure he's like 21. We got to stop saying that's too young to not think of stupid shit like this. Like this is shit that 14-year-olds could be doing, and especially they're the ones that watch him. This is not good. This is not good, and it backfired. I'm happy it did, but yeah, seizure maxing, clavicular. Anyway, I'm gonna get onto my normal shit. I just saw that this morning and thought it was fucking insane. Insane.
Yeah, I'm chilling, bro.
Don't do it.
Let me know.
Yeah, I think he's gone.
He's gone?
I think he's gone. He's gone. He's gone.
Let go. You're good.
Oh yeah.
Let him choke. Let him choke. Turn him over.
Now you figure like this is just someone's body shutting down and like almost fucking dying. It's not. Oh, I went to sleep and had a dream. Oh, I got choked out. Whoa,
You're good.
bro. I feel sorry for him, dude, and I feel sorry for having such idiots around that are filming this shit. If that happened to my friends, holy shit. Yeah, you wouldn't hear about that shit so quickly. I wouldn't be filming that shit. Clavicular seizure took out 90% of his bot farm. What the fuck is going on? Why would the bots leave because of that? I would feel like that. I see people saying it's like, oh, he's clout, like he's getting more clout off that. Yeah, in the wrong way possible. Like you just had a seizure, bro. People checking if you're still alive. If you see shit like that, you're like, is that guy? Anyway, that's not good. And I know that if someone's funding this kid, bro, someone needs to talk to him. You can't be like that forever. Anyway, let's get on some funnier shit. I was going to watch this, but maybe I don't watch this. You know what? We'll watch this.
So we're currently at day.
Where the hell is GTA 6? Which I've been asking the question as well. Like, what the fuck is this?
324, or give or take a day or two, depending on when you're watching this video, of the great Grand Theft Auto 6 information drought. The wait for the game has already been brutal. I mean, it's been 13 years since GTA 5 launched, right?
Doesn't really matter what about all the content they put out. They put out Red Dead 2. They put out a lot of GTA Online content. Even though it's questionable, it's still a fun sandbox like type game. It reinvented itself from the original release.
That's a long wait for anything,
Yeah.
but especially for a new GTA game. And it seems like the wait might finally be over. But still, the lack of information, like any official updates or communication about what is even going on, is getting rough. The GTA fanbase was already a little weird on their best days, but in times like this, they are desperate for any scrap of news that they can get their hands on. Everything out there feels like it's like a hint or a clue or a possible sign that maybe this is when Rockstar will finally emerge from their cave and tell us that there's gonna be an early spring or something. That's a Groundhog reference. I don't know if everyone's gonna get that, but look, people are combing through PlayStation title IDs and digging through job listings and speculating about gaps and updates from the Rockstar Newswire. Fans need a new trailer ASAP because clearly they're thirsty. The lack of news from Rockstar is getting to people's brains. But you can't blame them for trying to figure something out at this point because we're now, just about 6 months away from what has got to be one of the most highly anticipated games.
So that's the date. They haven't pushed that back. That it doesn't say like November or like after like, you know, later in 2026, it actually is November 19th. Because if so, I think we're on track. Because honestly, with GTA 5, I remember it was like that's how it was. It was even worse. I remember people were thinking crazy. They were saying crazy shit. This is never coming out. And it was a good year before they showed a trailer of just Michael walking around. We didn't even know the characters till we played the game.
Of all time, and we still don't know a lot about it. There's a lot that can be inferred from the trailers, but very little actual official info. The best we have to go on is some character bios and some location descriptions on the game's website that dropped a while back. All this stuff actually came out back in March of 2025, and that's the last we heard about this game. Yes, it's been a year. I know it doesn't feel like it, but yeah, it's a game everyone is talking about, but nobody really knows anything about. So of course, speculation and conspiracy-brained ideas, is going to start to run wild. In the absence of any real GTA 6 info, the void tends to be filled with nonsense. So the closer we get to the current release of November 19th, the more we've just got to ask, where the hell is GTA 6? No, seriously, where is it? And what's taking so long? Well, looking back to the lead up of other Rockstar games like Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA 5, it tells us a couple of things. For one, we know that modern day Rockstar likes to reveal their games close to the release date. So on October...
And that's another thing, Red Dead, I feel like Red Dead just came out and I saw people playing it and I was like, that looks like the best game ever. Like, I looked online and people were playing and it just looked like the best game ever, which brought me to the shop straight away to buy that shit on PS5 because they only released it on PS5, which is... That's another thing with Rockstar. I fucking hate the fact that it's only on PlayStation. There's another thing.
16th.
Lucky I got 2 PlayStations.
2016, Rockstar first teased Red Dead 2, and the game was out just a little more than 2 years later on October 26th, 2018. And that was after 2 major delays. So the original launch was going to be less than a year from that first reveal. Yeah. Grand Theft Auto 5 was pretty similar, with the game getting a surprise announcement on October 25th, 2011, and then launching around 2 years later on September 17th, 2013.
2 years.
Now, between that launch and announcement, we got 2 official trailers in the first year, and a blitz of information starting in April that continued up through September. Remember those little gameplay breakdown videos like in Rockstar's Grand Theft Auto 5?
Actually, I do remember that.
With Grand Theft Auto 5, Rockstar have tried to reimagine the open world game in a number of ways.
And in terms of that release pattern, Red Dead 2's trailers followed that same type of pattern. Like the first trailer, October 20th, 2016, followed by a second trailer, September 28th, 2017. May 2nd was trailer 3, alongside the first major previews for the media, and then a general blitz of information leading up to the October 26th release date.
With Red Dead Redemption 2, Rockstar Games aims to create a living world that's not simply open, but deeper.
Come on. That's the Rockstar and Take-Two format. They reveal the game a year or two early with some cinematic trailers. Then by April or early May, they start dropping the more substantial.
But you got to say, with all the games that come out in between from other companies, and I mean every other company, Rockstar's got to be the most polished. They keep to the highest standard. Even though I've said a lot about GTA 6, like, oh, it's going to be shit or whatever, I'm looking at the little things, even of the old games, and I'm just like, fuck, they were so good. They were the top of the range, in my opinion. Every other game, you got to wait for an update in a week. It's almost like you're testing games these days. The more we go on, it's almost like we're testing every game as it comes out, and you're paying full price. Whereas Rockstar feels like you buy the game and it's ready, it's done.
Detailed trailers, followed by previews that contain some more specific information
except for
about
online,
the game, which then finally launches sometime in fall. Now, look, the timelines don't totally match up with what we're seeing with GTA 6, but the overall format does seem pretty similar, with 2 cinematic trailers released so far, with more substantial trailers, you know, presumably coming later, closer to the final release date, I'd hope. Like GTA 5 and Red Dead 2's trailers, the first 2 trailers for GTA 6 give us a lot to chew on, but there's still a lot of stuff that is unanswered. With GTA 6, you know, we're getting a 3-year build-up, which does make the wait even more excruciating. That's why it feels long. The first trailer launched December 4th, 2023, and Rockstar released it a day early because a poor quality version had apparently leaked online before the official one. Now, that second trailer, which ended up being the biggest video launch of all time at the time, receiving 475 million views in just 24 hours, and while again it's been surpassed by that latest Spider-Man trailer, which does look awesome, that's still like an insane record for a video game trailer, man. It feels like there's been a real drought of updates from Rockstar because it's taking a long time. There's just no talking around that. Like all of their recent game releases, this is by far the longest from announcement to release. For GTA 5 and Red Dead 2, they released trailer 2 sometime in the late fall and then started putting out more in-depth coverage around April, May. With GTA 6, there's been nothing, zilch, since like May of last year. So the lack of updates from Rockstar really, I guess, come all down to the delay. I believe they're sticking to their usual formula here, but the big delay to November 2026 maybe, you know, altered that original plan a bit. Now, they could have drip-fed us teasers and little tidbits of information to hold their voracious fan base over until it came time for the next trailer, but Rockstar knows that they don't need to do that. They don't have to do this stuff to build up hype. They also probably know from experience that revealing too much too soon isn't always the right call with games like this. We've seen more than enough examples of games in the past that revealed themselves too soon and ended up garnering a lot of unnecessary controversy and resentment in the gaming community, you know? I think Rockstar just wants to avoid that type of scenario.
Yeah, but also they release half fucking... It feels like no one played it, or the people that played it weren't being as completely honest as they said. They just collected their check because some of these games are coming out and the features are fucked
as much as possible. Now, with all that said, I do think that soon, maybe pretty soon, we're maybe going to find out more about this damn game. For one thing, Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick has explicitly stated that there will be a big summer marketing, quote, blitz. And in so many words, he stated that the highly anticipated trailer 3 would maybe come out between April, June 2026. Look, while Zelnick can definitely talk a big game, there is some precedence here that could mean that we're, you know, finally getting the 3rd trailer, and it could even be earlier than anticipated. You know, the next Take-Two earnings call is expected to go down between May 13th and May 21st. And historically, any new announcements regarding GTA 6 kind of tend to fall right around an earnings call. It's like clockwork. The first time GTA 6 was even mentioned was on February 4th, 2022. Just before Q3 2022 earnings call that occurred on the 7th of February 2022. On the 8th of November 2023, Sam Houser announced the first trailer, which just so happened to be on the same day as Q2 2024 earnings calls. The first delay to May 2026 and GTA 6's second trailer dropped about 2 weeks before the May 2025 earnings call, and they also announced the second delay on Twitter the same day as the Q2 2026 call. Now,
That's weird, isn't it?
Doesn't mean that they're always going to announce something in and around one of these earnings calls, but it does mean that if they are going to announce something,
it would be
then
around
it's probably going to be closer to one of these calls. We know that Rockstar is probably planning to announce something soon. Like I said, Strauss Zelnick, CEO, has said it, and all precedent points to a trailer coming out sometime around-ish summer, so I don't think it's unreasonable to think that there's a very real possibility that the 3rd trailer might air sometime in May, at the very least to coincide with the start of Take-Two's new fiscal year. That being said, you know, take this all with a grain of salt. All of this is speculation on our part, and we've been wrong in the past. We're just having fun. All this is...
So wait, there's only been 2 trailers of this. There was only 2 trailers of the other GTA. So maybe there just isn't another trailer coming.
educated guessing. But still, if this does happen, if we do get a new trailer soon, after that, I do expect the floodgates to finally open. You know, news, maybe some previews. We'll probably get a full-on gameplay trailer, I'd hope, in late summer or early autumn, like right up before release. Hopefully a full GTA 6 online reveal or some sort of information about that close to the final release, because we know nothing about the online component. And even though like I'm not the biggest fan of GTA Online or anything, it's still a huge component of these games. A lot of people play that.
It is definitely weird. I don't think they're going to be able to just switch it over like that, especially with all the people doing the what's it called, the GTA, the role playing. Like, what about all those role playing servers that they all use GTA 5? So I don't think they're going to give that up. If they give them a new map, it would be cool, but I don't think they're going to give up the LA one, GTA 5 map. There's just too much people make money off it. And man, at one point, I think it was during the lockdown, I was bloody living on GTA Online.
So we got to know what the deal is. Are they going to release it like they did with GTA 5 in a staggered fashion, or what? And how are you guys feeling on the whole release date thing? You know, at this point, it does feel like it's pretty likely that November 19th, that release date will hold firm, but anything could happen. It is possible that the game could get pushed back to 2027. I mean, you know, November 19th is pretty late in the kind of end of year, in the fall holiday release cycle. And if it does get delayed past November, like that would throw all these predictions way off. If there is a delay, at least we can expect to, you know, maybe hopefully get a trailer 3 along with it as like a mea culpa. They did it with the last delay, at least. So while delays are always possible and you're gonna see headlines fly to scare you and get you to click, it could go either way. It's just as likely that the game will be coming exactly when they said it would. But like if that happens, then you can expect like 100% to start seeing a whole lot more about the game soon. Because the Rockstar Games advertising is always cool. It's always this big thing on its own. And I think the exciting thing is really just when we finally start to see what exactly the hell this game is gonna be. Like, what really does a next-gen Grand Theft Auto that's been worked on forever actually look like? What do you do that's different? How many characters do you even play as? How are they pushing the technology forward with the graphics? We've seen that a little bit, but most importantly, how are they pushing the fun factor ahead? How are they advancing the capacity for play, the capacity for fun? Now, if you absolutely have to know what's going on with GTA 6, then the 2022 leaks are still out there, but like those were pretty early on in the process, and that stuff is always subject to change. The game entered full production in 2020, apparently, and we don't know how far their vision has changed, like what has really changed throughout this whole
2020.
thing. We
so
know
it's
for
been
sure
6
a
years.
couple of things. The game stars these two characters, a kind of Bonnie and Clyde couple who live in this great state of Leonida. This is GTA 6's version of Florida, you know, a fictionalized version. There's going to be heists, there's shooting and driving, and comedic side characters. Surprise, surprise, this is Grand Theft Auto stuff as hell, man. Like, this is the first GTA game, though, since the original, I believe, to not be written or like worked on by Dan Houser, who left Rockstar to do his own thing back in 2022. Apparently, there will be a bank heist gone wrong that involves like this statewide conspiracy. That's kind of like putting together the dots of the trailers. So far, again, very GTA, with maybe a hint of Red Dead 2 in there, with camaraderie and the game apparently starting maybe with some kind of botched heist. The fact that we see one of the main characters in jail the first time we're introduced to them, like in the world with these trailers, that's definitely worth noting. Look, it goes without saying that at this point, the game looks incredible visually. You know, the scale and detail in every frame from those trailers that we've analyzed and poured over, it all looks awesome, staggering. Rockstar's perfectionist tendencies are in full display here, and it's a big reason why so many people are so excited to learn more. Nobody does an open world like Rockstar Games. So, look, for you patient folks out there, the question, where the hell is GTA? It seems like if we're just reading the tea leaves and educated guesses, it seems like it may be answered pretty soon. I can like get a whiff of it in the air. It feels like sooner than you even think, but anything can change any day now. And Rockstar does their own thing. Love them or hate them, they march to the beat of their own drum, and honestly, they keep us on our toes. So let us know what you think. I'd love to know what you think about like where it's been, the whole release schedule, when you think we're gonna hear more. Honestly, we just wanted a good excuse to yap about Grand Theft Auto today, because it's been a while, and we like doing that. Yes, it's absolutely a big, mainstream, silly AAA game, but it's one that moves mountains, so we can't help but be fascinated by it. Let's talk in the comments. Anything Grand Theft Auto 6 at all. You know, Strauss Zelnick.
Yeah.
Rockstar Games,
Do
Sam
this.
and Dan Hauser, GTA 6 leaks, possible plot speculation, anything at all. Let us know in the comments what you're thinking about on this one.
I think it looks excellent. I think it will come out November. I think it will come out this year. It's been 6 years. I'm just trying to work out if there's any issues with the game. Like it looks like with what they've put out, there's no way it's going to be bad. It's just a matter of putting it out. If it's not ready, it might be delayed more. It's not like anything is going to compete with it. So it's very hard with GTA 6 to like judge on a level of any other game, but I think it's coming out. I think it would be good. Interesting to see. I just don't know about the online. I think the online's not going to come out for years. And I feel like the other thing that they are worried about, because with the other GTAs, with GTA 4, online wasn't big enough like for anyone to be playing it when GTA 5 was coming out. So it wasn't good enough to, you know, like, because GTA 5 is still one of the most played online games. So I think they're a bit scared that a lot of people just aren't going to get GTA 6 because they can still play GTA 5, and they've put so much content into GTA 5 online that I don't think a lot of them would just be like, oh, if it's this story, maybe they'll wait till it has online. Maybe a lot of people haven't even fucking played the GTA 5 story. I haven't played it for 5 years. Goddamn. Like I've only probably, I haven't played it for a long time. I don't know. I don't wish to play it again. But this GTA 6 that's coming out is just a story. So the online is separate. And I think they're a bit worried that GTA 5 online is going to still be the most played GTA game at the time. I reckon it's not. I reckon people are going to jump to this. They just got to do the promotion right. As soon as the ads start coming out and they start doing gameplay vids, I reckon everyone's going to be so fucking keen. It's just a matter of getting to that point. And when's the right point? If they get it November 19th, I'm keen. Wait a bit, but as long as they polish it all up and there's no jump in and, oh, you can't do this mission, or you're stuck at this point, like, oh, we got to fix this, like, none of that. But I know they won't do that, so yeah, I hope GTA. Exciting stuff.
These are
Ooh. The Dark Life of a One-Hit Wonder by Patrick CC. Let's give it a go. What is that? Designer? I seen Designer live once, bro. I remember I was at like on a New Year's Day like festival. I seen this motherfucker live. He really has a lot of energy.
artists thought that one hit record would change their lives for the better. Little did they know it would actually make their lives much harder. The music industry is brutal, and hit songs create expectations that most artists can never live up to. So today we're going to look at the dark reality of going from a nobody to world famous overnight, and how almost all of them ended in disaster. Starting with Gautier, who went from Billboard #1 to somebody that you used to know. During a hiatus with his indie pop band, The Basics, Australian songwriter Gautier began working on...
Shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I've never looked up anything of Gautier but that song.
His third solo album, Making Mirrors. The second lead single, Somebody That I Used to Know, was entirely
Classic.
written and produced by Gautier in his parents' barn. After singer Kimbra
Yes.
laid down the second verse, Gautier knew the song had a lot of potential, but he never could have predicted that he was sitting on a global hit. In the music video, they stand in front of a flat background while their bodies are slowly painted to blend into a geometric mural behind them, like camouflage. The subtle nudity, along with the simple yet striking visual, caused the video to soar into the YouTube algorithm in 2011, quickly becoming the third most liked YouTube video of all time.
Amazing
However, almost immediately, you could see that Gautier could care less about the superficial numbers associated with his song.
Who really likes things like, on Facebook or YouTube? Like, people go on about likes and stuff. It's such a cursory thing, I think. Maybe it means more to people who are 5 years plus younger than I am, but I'm kind of like, I've never liked something that I've actually genuinely liked. I've just actually liked it and talked to my friends about it, or maybe kept it in mind. I haven't kind of gone like.
Right. I'm
It's
gonna
like
go ahead
I actually
and
don't.
think like
I don't put any sort of stock in it, really. I mean, I don't know.
Due to countless YouTubers making parody remixes of the track, along with it becoming somewhat of a viral meme, Somebody That I Used to Know topped the charts in more than 20 countries. It held the #1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100 for 8 weeks. The song sold over 13 million copies globally, and it is certified platinum in over 10 countries, becoming one of the best-selling digital singles ever. And that all led to the 55th Grammy Awards, where they won Record of the Year and Best Pop Duo/Group Performance. The YouTube video, now having over 2.6 billion views, could have earned over $10 million in ad revenue, but he chose not to monetize the video. I'm not interested in selling my music. That's the reason I don't put ads on my YouTube channel, which seems strange to people in today's climate, but that is a decision you can make. Gautier's modesty was almost entirely unheard of in the music industry. He even admitted he was already growing tired of his song. He said, "Sometimes I feel like I'm a bit sick of it. It had an energy that wasn't like anything I've put out before. I don't really feel like it belongs to me anymore. Everybody else kind of owns it now, especially with there being so many cover versions and parodies." He acknowledged that his song was overplayed and saturated to the point of absurdity, where I feel it's an annoying presence in people's lives that they would prefer not to have. However, when he spoke in interviews, he tried to hide his growing contempt for the song.
Are you sick of hearing your own song?
Sometimes it's weird hearing it come on, in different places, like especially lots of places in a row, public places. But I don't know. Maybe I haven't heard it that much. I don't get the feeling I've heard it as much as some people have heard it. For instance, in places in the United States where obviously they're so sick of it, they feel compelled to tell me how sick of it they are.
You could feel he wanted to be honest about his love-hate relationship with the fame and attention.
Are you comfortable with all the eyes on you?
I don't know. I think I go back and forth, I guess. Maybe anxious at times, or overwhelmed by it, or not sure how to process it. And sometimes, I mean, like, say, doing big shows or meeting a bunch of people. There might have been different times where that would have been overwhelming.
When asked if he could produce another hit song, Gautier replied, "I don't know. Time will tell. I don't know whether I can or whether I want to." We would later find out that he just simply did not want to, because in 2014 he published a newsletter that stated, "New Gautier music. There will be no new Gautier music." Wait, maybe there will be. I'm not entirely sure right now. There are many contingencies. This is pretty much the exact opposite of what an emerging artist would do after they had a huge hit song. But he made it clear that he wasn't aiming for global pop stardom. He said, "I would take a sort of perverse pleasure in a certain part of the public thinking of me as a one-hit wonder."
They really do leave after they've heard the hit song.
Especially in America. I really wish I'd decided at some point. I really did want to do a show where I just played that one song 20 times in a row, just without flinching.
Instead of capitalizing on his fame, Gautier returned to his roots and rejoined his old band with his buddies, The Basics. Since then, the band has released 2 studio albums, The Age of Entitlement in 2015 and Basic in 2019, while continuing to perform for small crowds regularly throughout Australia. He also formed an ensemble called the Ondioline Orchestra to celebrate and revive the rare early electronic instrument, the ondioline. The group debuted in 2016 with a tribute concert honoring electronic music producer Jean-Jacques Perry shortly after his passing, and have since performed at festivals and concerts dedicated to the history of electronic music. Gautier today spends his days collecting vintage music instruments and creating whatever he wants, whenever he wants, because
honestly, that's way better than having to continue making music and tour for people. That's way better. You just make the money off one song and then you do what the fuck you want the rest of your life. If that's just making music for small crowds, that's way better than having to put up a show and make the same shit all the time. Because if he wanted to continue this, he would have made somebody that I used to know, like he would have made the song similar, but with like just a different tone in the background. And then he would have made another song like that, and then another song like that. You just keep making what the label tells you. No, good on him. This guy's a legend.
As he refused to sell his soul to the music industry.
Yeah.
Wanting to remove yourself from this industry is common for one-hit wonders, just like I Love McConan. But fans were shocked to see him working as a cook at a local restaurant, considering he had a massive song with Drake in the 2010s. I Love McConan started as a relatively unknown artist to the public, but was well connected in the Atlanta hip-hop scene, with ties to massive producers like Mike Will Made It, Metro Boomin, Sunny Digital, and 808 Mafia. In the summer of 2014, he released a self-titled EP, which included Got the Club Going Up on a Tuesday. After Miley Cyrus posted his track on Instagram, McConan saw a flood of new listeners. Then popular music blogs were including his music on their staff picks for the week lists, describing McConan's voice as incredible. From there, Sunny Digital, who was the esteemed trap producer who made the beat for Tuesday, got a text from Drake.
I just hit him back. It was him. He just asked him if he can get on the song with shit though. And I'm like, man, I don't know why you asking me for. Like, call you right back. Let me call McConan right quick and see what's up. Then, you know, McConan was like, of course, like, you know what I'm saying? That's not even the question.
McConan didn't even think twice and was excited for Drake to jump on the remix. On September 1st, 2014, they released the song and it launched up to number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100. McConan then signed to Drake's label, OVO Sound, and immediately released his debut album. Being a new rapper with a hit song that featured Drake was a one-way ticket to superstardom. However, for McConan, it was all downhill from here. McConan had a few singles after Tuesday that were doing well online and making the rounds in clubs, such as I Don't Sell Molly No More and I Like To. But then some of his old tweets resurfaced that would sour the relationship between him and Drake.
Oh, Drake is mad corny. I just heard that practice song, Straight Corn Puff.
Tweets where McConan called Drake corny and criticized anyone who was a fan of his music. McConan claimed he was simply young, online, and saying wild stuff just to get attention, to get a reaction. As if that wasn't bad enough, 2 months later, McConan claims his Twitter was hacked, where someone made a handful of disparaging tweets, including one that read, F Drake and F OVO for getting on Fetty Wap's remix and leaving me in the cold.
When all that stuff happened with your Twitter account getting hacked, did that stress your relationship with Rihanna and Drake, OVO camp? Because I know a lot of people was trying to say, oh, he's about to get dropped from OVO. Everybody's cool?
Yeah, it's just hackers.
It's just hackers.
You know, it's just the internet. I don't know.
However, just a few weeks after this interview, McConan would start to realize that Drake may not have believed that those tweets were sent by hackers. McConan was supposed to perform with Drake at the 2015 Wireless Festival, but could feel tension between them.
But that's when I knew something was weird. Because when I came out on set, you know, everybody was kind of like, and I started losing weight too, right? Drake had like made a little joke, like, oh, you little Eric Benet looking at me, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, like, haha. And then, like, I just started to feel this vibe, like a little, you know what I mean? Something was said about me, but we not, I don't know. So I'm like, okay. And so then when we go out to do the song, I'm just doing the hook, and I was supposed to go into my verse, they just cut it. And I was like, okay, thanks. You know what I mean? And I just got off stage. But I was like, this is crazy. Like, the crowd is going crazy right now. They with me, like they ready to hear, you know what I'm saying, I was working on, and they just shut it off, and I was like, all right. So then I left that, and then it just started, you know, it was just like, this is getting weird.
And by the end of 2015, he couldn't hold his tongue anymore. In an interview, he said that OVO delayed the release of tracks from his second album, saying that he submitted the songs to the label in January to be released for the summer, but they were never released. When he asked whether he still spoke to Drake, he said, here and there, by the time this comes out, I'll probably see him 6 more times, or no more times. I don't know. 4 months later, McConan parted ways with Drake's label, OVO Sound, and then proceeded to drop one of the worst freestyles of all time on the...
Oh, why'd you freestyle, bro? You make like hooks. You don't freestyle, you know? You should have just fucking made some songs with yourself. Like, I don't understand. But that's obvious label shit. Even Drake's label, they try hold his music, say he sends it in, they own his music, never signed to a fucking label. They like, what happens when you sign to a label is you're not just supporting yourself, you're supporting that whole label and everyone's family in that fucking label, and that's how they treat you. You're like an object that makes money. If you don't make that money, they're just gonna freeze you out make sure you suck, try push you down. If you're a good artist, you'll go off, make your own music, and you'll come back up again.
Tim Westwood radio show, which coincidentally was him rapping over 3 different Drake beats.
Heard the label said they gon' put the kid on the shelf. That's a motherfucking joke. Boy, don't make me choke. I could freestyle all day and a nigga will not choke.
Not only was the freestyle bad, but many interpreted it as him dissing Drake. And as a result, at the 2016 VMAs after party in a New York City nightclub, Drake allegedly threatened McConan.
Whoa. So then Drake looked at me. I was like, Drake, what's up? And then he looked at me like, nigga, next time I see you, I'm gonna f you up for talking shit. Whole security, everybody looking like, you know what I mean? They see Drake is like disgruntled. He about to, so they all looking like, what's the target? And they see McConan and they're like, huh? Everybody just kind of look confused. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? That ain't no muscle to go and beat down type shit. Like, you know, bro, look, chill. So they just kind of walked on. And then, you know, I just felt like a lot of, you know, like weird, because Rihanna kind of looked at me and was like, what the f? Like, nigga, this is my night up in this. What the f y'all doing? And I was just like, look, I don't know. I'm gonna just get up out of here.
It was clear that any connection or relationship with Drake was fully destroyed, so McConan decided to just focus on being the most honest version of himself. In 2017, McConan publicly came out as gay, and many speculated that his sexuality played a role in his downfall. He said that previous collaborators wouldn't work with him anymore, and hip-hop's long history of homophobia prevented him from thriving in the industry. Since leaving OVO, he has released several EPs, mixtapes, and 3 studio albums, including a collaborative album with Lil Peep called Diamonds, released in 2023 after Peep's death. He also co-wrote Lil Peep and XXXTentacion's posthumous collaboration, Falling Down. Till this day, McConan is still releasing music consistently, but if I'm gonna be honest, it's just bad. He had a sound that worked in 2014, but 12 years later, he hasn't evolved much. Recently, he went viral after he posted a video of himself working in a restaurant kitchen.
All these people out here working, getting this money. You know what I'm saying? If you need me to come guest chef at your motherfucking spot, holla at me. Let me know what city I'm coming through, cooking up. We got the smash burgers going off tonight.
The internet rushed to tell the story of a fallen rapper who is now working a 9-to-5. But the true story was that a fire had devastated Portland's Burn Money Studios, a hub for local artists where McConan worked, stored merch, and created art. His kitchen shift was a part of a fundraiser to help his community rebuild what they lost. But even if he was working a regular job, there's absolutely no shame in that. These days, McConan says he wants out of the music business. I never chased a recording career. Music was a way out, but once I saw the politics, the egos, and the fake-ish, I knew this wasn't for me. Respectfully, I want to remove myself. Whether it was self-sabotage, making mediocre music, or a closed-minded industry, the reason behind McConan's downfall is not exactly clear, unlike Designer, who had one very specific and disturbing incident on a plane involving the FBI that changed his career forever. On December 15th, 2015, just before the peak of the infamous SoundCloud rap era, Designer released Panda on SoundCloud, rapidly gaining millions of streams on the site. The immediate success of Panda led to an all-out bidding war to sign him, with 11 different record labels.
Shit. This was a weird hit, man. This is a weird one.
Submitting offers to sign Designer. He ultimately ended up going with Kanye West's record label, Good Music, even though they weren't necessarily offering the most money.
I ain't kid, I ain't have all the money. I just wanted to make the best out of the movement. And that's what got that shit diamond, because I never seen it for the cash. You feel what I'm saying? I just wanted to be able to create a movement where I could be able to jump on stage and make people mosh pit, feel good, inspire others, tap in, help communities, and really do this shit how I wanted to do it.
That same month, Panda would be re-released under the imprint. Designer would also be featured on Kanye's album Life of Pablo once on Part 2, which included a sample of Panda, and again on Freestyle 4. With the newfound notoriety and a major cosign from Ye, Panda reached #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and would eventually become 5 times platinum. You absolutely could not escape this song. It was playing on the radio every hour for months straight. At first, many hip-hop fans, including myself, thought it was a song by the rapper Future, but once they got to know Designer through interviews and social media, his personality was infectious.
Yeah. Hey, I'm doing great. I'm feeling good. I'll hold the mic for you if you want me to.
No, I can hold it. It's your night. I'll just sit here. How do you feel being here tonight?
Bro, I feel good, man. Counting my blessings, man. Here with my family, with my moms and my pops out tonight. About to see my man Kanye go up there for minutes. I've been nominated nominated for 2 awards. Y'all know what time it is. Hey, get it on, yeah.
His momentum trickled over into his debut mixtape, New English, which peaked at number 22 on the Billboard 200. From there, Designer was featured in the iconic 2016 XXL Freshman Class, where his freestyle went viral and would end up being released as his next major single called Timmy Turner. But this is where everything started going wrong. Designer and 4 other people were arrested on September 8th, 2016 following a road rage incident in New York City that allegedly ended with the rapper pointing a gun at the occupants of another vehicle. The NYPD confirmed that officers searched the SUV and initially reported finding a large quantity of Oxycontin and various other prescription pills. Designer was taken into custody and faced serious charges including criminal possession of a weapon and criminal possession of a controlled substance, but he would later be released, seemingly unfazed by it all.
They try to keep me in there, you feel me? But when you're doing right, you feel me, and keeping it positive, they can't lock you down.
You think you were getting set up, man?
2 days later, prosecutors dropped the felony gun charge. On the other hand, the pills were later identified as anabolic steroids belonging to the driver, Scott Siegel. Although the rapper managed to avoid serious jail time, he had a difficult time replicating the
So he's acted like, yeah, they can't get me, but it was actually his driver's steroids. God, that's embarrassing.
Success he had with Panda, and that is likely due to his new music sounding exactly like every other standard trap song made for the past 10 years, all while his vocal delivery sounded just like Future. By 2018, Designer's hype had already died down, which meant the release of his debut EP, LOD, went unnoticed, peaking at number 161 on the Billboard 200. From there, the rapper pretty much fell into obscurity and wouldn't make headlines until he parted ways with Good Music in 2019. He never even released a full studio album with the label, but he said the reason behind the fallout was that he was going through family struggles and wasn't able to talk to Kanye about it.
Because the reason why I left, is because, you know, I was going through like a little mental thing. I was coming up out of high school. My pops just went in a coma. While I was on tour, I was having a great time, but I just knew something at home was happening with my mom and my, you know what I mean, my pop's health and shit. Like, so it was just like, you know what I mean, I wanted Ye to talk to, and it was hard to speak on it, you know what I'm saying?
Since leaving Good Music, Designer has dropped several singles and EPs independently, essentially going back to being an underground artist despite once being viewed as one of hip-hop's most promising breakout stars. But hip-hop fans would constantly troll him online saying that he fell off.
Nobody that's doing this shit for me, bro. Like, I signed to Kanye West, the biggest nigga. That nigga's still in the world. Y'all niggas think he's the genius. Y'all niggas think all that nigga shit. Bro, to me, nigga, that nigga's crazy, nigga. I'm doing shit by myself. To me, nigga, I brought good music back, nigga. And everybody know that, nigga. So what y'all talking about? I fell off, nigga. I only dropped 2 mixtapes, bro. Y'all people was mad ungrateful. Y'all ungrateful for the music I gave y'all.
When he found out about the killing of Migos rapper Takeoff, which happened shortly after the murder of Designer's friend and rapper PNB Rock, he broke down on Instagram Live.
Why? Why do we do this? Why do we do this? Why do we do it? I swear to God, it ain't nothing. I'm done rap. I'm done rap. This version of me is done. It's done.
I don't know, bro. Like, I don't. There's never been a time where I've been that mad that I would go on live like this. This is fucking embarrassing.
Take off, bro.
It appeared that Designer's mental health was at an all-time low, but we found out how grim it really was on April 17th, 2023, when he exposed his private parts while traveling first class on a Delta airplane from Tokyo to Minneapolis. CBS reported that he was gooning in his seat as well. He would be moved to the back of the plane and monitored by 2 traveling companions. Once the
he was gooning in his seat? Where did he allegedly masturbated in his seat? Oh my God.
Plane landed, Designer was interviewed by an FBI agent and later charged with indecent exposure, a federal misdemeanor offense since the incident took place on an international flight. Shortly after, he released a public statement apologizing for his behavior.
Yeah, man, I messed up, man.
Whoa. Hey, if I catch you doing some shit like that around me, bro, I don't want to see you again. I don't want to see your face again. I don't want to see no apology. You don't have to apologize. You just have to get the fuck out of there, yeah?
I wasn't supposed to do that.
You wasn't supposed to do that. Yeah,
He later pled
What
guilty
was
to
you
the
supposed to
indecent
do?
exposure charge and was sentenced to probation and ordered to complete community service.
Like, can we ask him what he was supposed to do on a plane? What he thinks he's supposed to do? Because that is not it, bro. He's
And mental
gooning on
health
the
treatment,
plane.
avoiding
What
jail
the
time
fuck?
once again.
Was it like you thought that it was
Of
funny?
course, he has to talk to Adam 22. That's a classic. That's a straight fucking jet to Adam 22. You get caught gooning on a plane. Here you are. You're in front of him.
Or was it more something where like you were just fully like tweaked out of your f***ing mind and you just didn't know what you were doing?
Yeah, didn't know what I was doing. I was fully tweaked out of my mind. This is when I was vegan. I didn't have enough sugars and yeah.
Yeah, it was because he was vegan. That's why. That's why you don't go vegan. Shit, you end up gooning on a plane, bro. That's crazy.
So it was like I was kind of like out of my body. It really wasn't like who my character was, and it's just like word, bro. I was on medication. I took medication and word, and just went to sleep on the plane.
Now, this was a pretty serious crime, something that could have easily got him sex offender status. But Designer has tried to dissuade anyone from thinking those were his intentions.
Thinking like, damn, I hope nobody thinks I'm a pervert or anything. Like, that's not what I'm all about. You feel me? I'm all about just like love and just like keeping things going and stuff.
He was open about the fact that he went to a mental health facility and has been on medication since then. Fans wrote, he aged 20 years after the incident. Dude's on all the psych meds. And just last week, Designer was arrested again on charges of third-degree domestic assault. In his mugshot, he looks completely unrecognizable to the smiling superstar we once knew. It's evident that the pressure of being a mainstream artist was just too much for Designer to handle, as this industry often chews up and spits out those who rapidly ascend to fame. Lucky for him, he is still able to survive off the money he made from his hit song. The same thing cannot be said for Kevin McCall, who had a hit song alongside Chris Brown, never made any money from it, and recently broke down in tears revealing he was on government assistance.
I know like heaps of people on government assistance, bro. You crying about that shit? Why are you crying about that shit? You couldn't have got a job? I've avoided government assistance by working from 14 years old at Macca's. All this shit, bro. And this motherfucker's crying because he had to get government assistance. You don't have to. You just have to fucking get a job. Look at this suit. What are you wearing? Why you got earrings on? Why you got a nice haircut? Why? If you don't work.
While Kevin K-Mac McCall is
like, what's your priorities with the government assistance? If the government assistance is helping you, what are you getting? You're getting your hair cut and your fucking nails done. What the fuck are you doing?
Mostly known for his appearance on Chris Brown's hit single, Deuces, he has had a long career behind the scenes as a songwriter. In the 2000s, he signed with Chris Brown Entertainment under Interscope Records before working on half of Brown's 2016 mixtape, In My Zone. K-Mac played a significant part in helping Brown find his sound after the critical and commercial failure of Graffiti, which was Chris Brown's comeback album following the domestic violence case with Rihanna. McCall also earned
if Chris Brown could come back from after that shit, and this motherfucker's complaining about being on government assistance.
Credits as a songwriter on nearly every track in Brown's In My Zone 2. Working under CB opened up doors for him to work with Kanye West, Justin Bieber, Gucci Mane, Drake, and others. However, Kevin's most memorable work came on Brown's fourth studio album, Fame. He worked on hits like She Ain't You, Wet the Bed, and Yeah x3.
I like this song, Yeah x3, but Wet the Bed? What was the song called? She Wet? Get out, man. Go. Sorry. My cat is just yelling at me constantly. But yeah, this song was good. Yeah, 3 times. But that song was called She Wet the Bed. Maybe Chris Brown did get a new writer.
latter of which peaked at number 15 on the Billboard Hot 100 at a time when people questioned.
And then if you think about it, this song was called Yeah 3 times. So what you would have to pay a writer to do is write yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whether or not Chris Brown's career could recover, the album's success helped him dominate radio stations worldwide, and K-Mac is largely responsible for that success. Fame debuted at number 1.
But imagine you paid a writer, you're like, yeah, I need to make a comeback album. Can you write me a song? And you get the hook. This is the hook. It's yeah, yeah, yeah. How much you paying him?
On the Billboard 200 and received 3 Grammy Award nominations, winning Best R&B Album. But originally, Kevin said that the song Deuces was not supposed to be on the album.
It was my song. It was a separate package from the whole thing. It's like, here's your 10 songs. Oh, and guess what? Listen to this in the car. He was listening to it the whole week. And he's like, nah, I need that song. I need that song.
Okay.
No, I need to come out. I'm an artist. I'm not a producer. I'm not a writer. I'm not a writer or a producer. I'm just me. And I give away a lot of my stuff. So that's how I became writer.
K-Mac ultimately decided to give the song to Chris after they agreed that Kevin would be listed as a featured artist. Deuces would end up being the album's top performing single, reaching number 14 on the Billboard Hot 100 and putting Kevin McCall in the spotlight. He claims he never got paid for the song, but kept working with Chris Brown because ultimately it was good for his career. He was featured on a song called No BS and Strip, which peaked at number 37 and was certified platinum. After that, he and Chris went their separate ways, ending a nearly decade-long partnership.
And that thing, he didn't get paid for the song. That's a complete you problem. You need to sort out payment if there's a song. Honestly, if you're going to make music with someone, there's no payment. There's no payment. That's just what like the labels do. They add a fee on a rapper or something. If you're just making music with someone, you're usually not getting paid. You're just making music with him. And if he probably was scared of Chris Brown, so he should have just asked for money.
Their apparent feud.
1 second. Is it if it's not 3:30, if he doesn't eat that food that I just gave him and he was yelling at me for no fucking reason. Anyway.
Spilled into the public eye in March 2016 when McCall wrote on Twitter, "We need to sit down and handle this business. I tried the adult business route. I feel my kindness is being taken for weakness." On multiple occasions in his Vlad TV interview, McCall hinted that he was not afraid to get physical.
I'm a very
Whoa. Yeah, homie. Yeah, homie. He's not. I think Chris Brown he likes to get physical too.
Real person. A lot of people can't take that. A lot of people around him was fake ass niggas. I didn't want to f them up, so I just wouldn't be around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all know who I'm talking to.
And,
so he decided to call me on the phone and
he's doing
tell
crip
me
shit.
how much of a bad look, but he didn't tell me in a professional way. So I had to, check him and let him know, don't ever talk to me like that again, or we'll have a conversation when you see me in person.
Brown responded on social media, accusing McCall of being ungrateful before threatening to beat him up. "You won't be able to walk, let alone sing again." Chris continued to post videos on.
That sounds like something Diddy would say.
Line where he repeatedly mocked Kevin.
"Thank you, K-Mac. I bought this with your money. I bought this with your money. I bought this with your money. I was thinking about giving you this, but I bought this with your money too. I bought that with your money. That's the only one on the West Coast. Oh, I bought that one with your money too."
In response, K-Mac dropped a diss track titled Beirucci in reference to Chris's ex-girlfriend Karrueche Tran. Then, in 2018, media outlets reported that Kevin was shot and rumors circulated that someone in Brown's circle was responsible. However, McCall clarified, "Chris Brown and his seed would be in a casket if he had anything to do with me being shot.
His seed, would that be his kids?
feud would eventually cool off, but Kevin McCall never found remotely any success as an individual artist. Mostly,
yeah, because he's a salty ass motherfucker, bro. Instead of fucking asking Chris Brown for money or signing a contract, like what would be a smart thing to do before making music with someone in the industry, he's not probably threatened to shoot them and do Crip signs, but I guess
because he had only released a handful of singles in the last decade. He almost entirely faded into obscurity until October 2025 when he appeared on the Back on Fig podcast, where he explained that not getting paid from Chris Brown left him flat broke.
I can't even fight the Chris Brown shit. I got all type. I didn't get paid for Look at Me Now. I wrote on that. I wrote a whole verse, then Busta Rhymes cut the verse off, but I still did this part. What was we talking about? I need that bread.
From there, he broke down in tears.
So, what bread do you need? You need, how much would a verse be of bread? How much of that?
About his financial struggles, even holding up his government assistance card on camera.
Why the f I got an EBT card? And this nigga is at Breezy Bro and made 90 whatever the f million. And
that has nothing to do with your failure. I hate this shit, man. And I see a lot of people and they go, the music industry's fucked because look at this. How could he be on a song and not make money? Ask him that. This guy's a fucking idiot. This is one of the stupidest situations ever. How could you be on this song and not fucking organize money for yourself? Even if he made money off that song and you think it's because of you, then why aren't you making the same money off your songs? Then you didn't make the money that you think you did off being on his song. Maybe he was just helping you out. Because if it transferred over in your own singles, everyone would have loved you. By your logic, the money should have transferred to your music. That's why you make songs with people. They don't owe you shit because they were more successful than you. The whole point of getting a feature on a song is exposure. It's not because you're going to be paid for life off them. Jeez.
They say, KKKKK Mac, can I get 25,000?
The music industry is fucked, yeah, but it's because there's so many dumb motherfuckers joining it. They encourage these motherfuckers to join it so they can fuck them around. They don't want people who think about it and look at the contracts, but geez, bro, like how dumb are you?
For them four songs I owe you, bro. I just want to leave, bro.
Leading up to who he is
I'm not even tripping, though. I got an EBT card, my nigga. Like, what the f, bro?
Yeah.
I can't even get nothing. Bro, man. Y'all niggas want to see a nigga cry.
Yeah, yes. Do you want money? I bet you want... Someone, I bet you, bro, this guy could give you some money. What's going on?
I could think I'm a... bro.
Yeah, you is a bitch.
Fair, nigga.
Hey.
God.
I'm on EBT, bro.
Hey.
Yeah, you is. What you gonna do about it?
That's why.
Hey.
What are we gonna do about it? Oh man, we'll call the government. We'll get you off EBT, man. What else you want me to do? Who the fuck?
Look, bro.
Calm down, bro. I'm on EBT, smack, look.
Oh my god, look at this spit coming out. Yo, he's done. Oh my god.
Say my name, bro.
Oh,
that shit
bro.
I had to go up in that motherfucker and hide my face with a mask.
Chris Brown had zero empathy.
Like, okay. The reason I'm laughing is because this guy is in a suit right now. People have been on that shit their whole life. I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like he definitely could go get a job, but he's just upset that he had to go get an EB, which is the last option. You can go get a job, bro. You don't need to go on the government thing. You can go and try find a job.
For K-Mac posting to Instagram, you can't.
He didn't even want to make music after that. He didn't want to make more music.
Can't walk across a burnt bridge. You know what's funnier than a troll? A broke one. But at least
Chris Brown's still just hitting.
Kevin McCall is still here and has a platform to tell his story because others are not as fortunate,
Yes,
like Cali
okay.
Swag District, who made one of the most iconic dance hits of the 2010s, but didn't have a fair shot at a career because 2 of their members suddenly died. Hip-hop has had countless popular dance trends throughout the years, from the Running Man and the Cabbage Patch in the 80s, to the Tootsie Roll and the Harlem Shake in the 90s, to Dem Franchise Boys' Lean With It, Rock With It, and Soulja Boy's Crank That in the 2000s. The 2010s kicked off strong when Cali Swag District, fresh off signing with Capitol Records, released their debut single, Teach Me How to Dougie. Despite only peaking at number 28 on the Billboard Hot 100, nobody would argue against this song being a hit, as it is still being played at school dances, parties, and weddings till this day. While the group didn't invent the Dougie, because it originated in Dallas, Texas in the early 2000s, they're credited with popularizing it worldwide. And when the song blew up, everybody was hitting the Dougie, including A-list celebrities and athletes. The group attempted to build on their buzz with 2 more singles, Where You Are and Kickback, though they didn't perform as well. However, nothing would be the same after the night of May 15th, 2011, when Monte M-Bone Talbert was sitting in the passenger seat of a parked car outside of a liquor store in Inglewood. According to investigators, a gunman in a separate vehicle pulled up and opened fire before speeding away.
So when I go up to the window, I'm talking to him. I'm like, boom. He ain't say nothing. His head is laying on the back of the seat, like, and bro not moving. I say his name again. I'm like, boom, move, get up. And then I seen blood come out, bro, ear. That's when I lost it.
M-Bone was pronounced dead at the hospital. The group's manager, Greg Miller, said, "What makes this especially sad is that none of the guys have ever been involved in any type of gang activity. Weeks after his death, authorities were still struggling to identify a suspect or determine a motive. Still, the Inglewood Police Department didn't consider the shooting a gang hit. Some locals suspected the killer might have just been jealous of Talbert's success. The sentiment was shared at his funeral. I think he wanted to be known as the person who took M-Bone out. What was particularly sad was that M-Bone was the most prolific dancer of the group. He outshined everyone. So without him, the group lost a major piece of their identity. To make things worse, their business was struggling as well. Cali Swag District was signed to Capitol Records, however their parent company, EMI, ceased to exist as an independent major label after being broken apart and sold. The company had been struggling financially for years and was taken over by Citigroup in 2011 due to debt. Citigroup then sold EMI in pieces. Its recorded music division was acquired by Universal Music Group. When Universal took over, they went through the roster and prioritized the artists bringing in the most money, meaning a lot of smaller acts ended up getting dropped, getting shelved, or just not promoted the same way anymore. The group's debut album was continually delayed as a result of the merger. Cali Swag District eventually requested to be released from their contract with Capitol. Soon after, they found a home with Sphinx Music Entertainment / 319 Music Group before releasing The Kickback on July 12, 2011. But the tragedy of M-Bone's death and constant delays meant the album ended up flying under the radar. Plus, when your hit song is a dance record, it can become a trap. The song spreads because it's simple, catchy, and tied to a specific moment, but that same formula makes it hard to repeat. Fans don't connect with the artists, they connect with the dance. And the problem is that once the dance is no longer trendy, the artists lose all their attention. And before the group could redefine themselves or regain their momentum, another member, Karan J.R. Childs, died on June 6, 2014 at just 25 years old. J.R. had been living with sickle cell anemia, a genetic blood disorder that affects the shape of red blood cells, which carry oxygen to all parts of the body. In early June of 2014, he was admitted to the hospital after becoming ill. From there, he went into cardiac arrest and passed away. The 2 surviving members decided that they can't exactly pursue Cali Swag District as a duo. While Smooth the General appears to have stepped away from the spotlight, OFB Young has stayed active as a solo artist, continuing to release singles to this day.
I never got over it. You know what I'm saying? I just know that I got to keep their name alive. If I don't do it, of course, the song gonna live forever, but you know, who gonna tell the story?
And sadly, this isn't exclusive to musicians. Viral fame destroys people in every corner of the entertainment industry. So if you want to see how even bigger internet stars completely collapsed after their 15...
I could watch that. That's pretty funny, The Dark Life after 15 minutes of fame, because I just did see one of these Island Boys. I think it was this one. He was on that show, 20v1. But, yeah, that's a video about Patrick CC, The Dark Life of a One-Hit Wonder. That might be me. Oh, you know what? I was gonna see. Yeah,
You know,
this.
I hate to jinx it, but I do believe that 2020.
So there's a Supergirl movie coming out. Will Supergirl be a super flop? So, what do we reckon? How many girls are keen for this movie? I'm sure that they must be jumping because Supergirl's coming out. Just what everyone requested. And Critical Drinker made a video about it, so I'm going to watch
You
it.
know, I hate to jinx it, but I do believe that 2026 has gotten off to a pretty good start so far.
Yep.
Yeah, there's been a few missteps along the way for sure, but shows like Night of the Seven Kingdoms and One Piece proved that there's still good TV being made, while Project Hail Mary delivered an excellent science fiction adventure that wasn't tied to some long-running franchise and didn't treat its audience like complete morons. What's a novel idea? Then the other day, I was reminded that, oh yeah, Supergirl's coming out soon. How best can I sum up my feelings about this movie? Well, you know when you go back to your hometown for the first time in years and you decide to meet up with some old high school buddies to reconnect over a few drinks, and it all starts out pleasantly enough, but before you know it, they're spouting the same shite they were talking about like a decade earlier, telling the same stories, griping about
Everything's
the
the same.
same problems, even cracking the same tired old jokes. And even though the beers are flowing and you're trying to have a good time, you slowly come to the realization that, oh my god, these guys have literally never moved on in life. Well, such is my attitude to James Gunn's Supergirl, which ironically enough isn't actually directed by James Gunn, but might as well be if the trailers are anything to go by. I'm not exactly dreading it. I don't think it's going to be 2 hours of my life that I'll desperately want back by the time the credits roll, but just like that disappointing night out with your old high school friends who turned into not particularly interesting adults, I just can't summon up any real enthusiasm for it. And it seems I'm not the only one. Reactions to this movie so far have been muted at best. Nobody seems especially fired up for this one, and who can blame them really? James Gunn's DCU hasn't exactly bombarded us with quality entertainment to get excited about, and if the behind the scenes reports of poor test screenings, multiple reshoots, and a revolving door of composers.
Now, I remember the Superman came out, what, like last year or the year before? I think it was the year before. Superman, it was good. I liked it. Don't remember it. Don't think it was. Listen, I'm more of a Batman person anyway, but that Superman movie was just felt like I was watching a James Gunn Marvel movie. To be honest, nothing really stood out to me as like, oh, that was a great movie. It was just good, watchable. Move on. Supergirl, but I can imagine them making a good plot with it. Like, I just don't think much people will even watch it because Superman was mid. It was good, but it just wasn't bad. That's a good thing in movies these days.
They're accurate. Supergirl's turning into a bit of a clusterfuck, but I'll talk more about that shortly. Believe that. Not to worry though, because if there's one group of people you can always count on to turn a potentially bad PR situation into a fucking nightmare, it's actors.
Yes, yes.
In this case, the star of the show, Millie Alcock, who decided to put out the Supergirl fire with gasoline in a recent Variety interview where she declared, "It definitely made me aware that simply existing as a woman in that space is something that people comment on. We've become very comfortable having this weird ownership of women's bodies. I can't really stop them, I can only be myself."
What the fuck? Like, I get it. People like her in the House of Dragon. Wasn't she playing as a underage, like a young girl, and she was having sex scenes with her uncle in the House of Dragon? Hey, don't get me wrong, but that's what people like last saw her in, and people said she was really good in. I didn't watch that shit. I think it's weird, and I know why they put her as Supergirl because guys simp over her. I just don't see the whole I don't even know what Supergirl's about, to be honest. What does she do? Is she like a... Is she his sister? I don't understand.
What an odd thing to say.
I mean, you're a female actress playing an established female character. It's not exactly a controversial casting choice. I don't think anyone was up in arms about a Supergirl movie getting made. On the contrary, the bigger problem here seems to be...
I don't know, every fucking show, every Batgirl, like everything has failed at this point. Remember there was a Catwoman movie back in the day. I don't think people liked that.
Well, apathy. People just don't seem to give much of a shit one way or the other.
He's out of line, but he's right.
However, I was curious about this strange turn of events, and so I did a little digging on the latest news around Supergirl, and well, I believe I understand the problem now. The first issue is the test screenings.
Yes.
According to World of Real, which generally has a solid track record on stuff like this,
Screened at least 8 times.
Supergirl has been screened at least 8 different times, more than any other studio film from the past decade. At least 3 different endings have been used so far, with the latest version running at about an hour and 50 minutes, which features a more prominent role for David Corenswet's Superman. Now, call me crazy here, but it almost seems like they're trying to call in the big guns to prop up an IP that they know isn't going to stand on its own merits. According to the report, the reactions have been consistently mixed so far. Not disastrous, but not glowing either. Several sources mention that the action sequences don't quite land, and that the main villain, Krem, feels underwhelming. For context, I should probably add that test screenings traditionally skew more positive than actual audience scores, because test audiences are usually excited just to be there. They're getting to see the movie for free way in advance of everyone else, and so they tend to be a bit more forgiving than paying customers would be. In a nutshell then, a middling or even mildly positive test screening usually translates to a pretty bad end product. Clearly the studio knows this too, which is why they've done so many test screenings with multiple cuts and at least 3 different endings, all in a desperate search for something that works. In the business, this is what we call fucking panic time. It's when you abandon any real pretense of a cohesive artistic vision and just start throwing shit at a wall in the hopes that something will stick. It actually kind of reminds me of Brave New World, where they ended up shooting like 3 complete movies because they completely lost faith in what they...
Is that the movie where the Unk crashes out, hey? I don't know, I was watching this movie once, the brand new Captain America, Brand New World with the black Captain America. And there was one moment, I don't know, I must have fell asleep and just woke up in the middle of this movie. And there was this black dude, like this old guy, and he was bashing everyone, and he's like fucking telling him to stop. And oh man, I don't know why, man. This movie just was shit. But no one wanted that. No one wanted that Captain America with the black guy. Not one person I know said that that's an interesting fucking thing to watch.
We're doing, and that doesn't exactly bode well. Then there's the soundtrack. With barely 3 months to go until release, Supergirl is now onto its 3rd official composer, Claudia Sarni, after the previous...
And just think about, like, look at this girl, right? She's from Australia, she's whatever, she just looks young. What? Who's the demographic for this fucking movie? Like, I can guarantee you, like, every girl I know would not be keen for this movie. Is it for guys? Is it for Superman fans that...
Composer Tom Holkenborg...
Or do they actually genuinely think that girls are going to run to see this movie? They've been waiting for a Supergirl. Seriously, like, if anyone sees this, like, let me know if they would go to watch this, because... I don't know. I'm not interested in what Supergirl's doing, to be honest. Superman hasn't been too pleasant in the movies even. So I don't know what Supergirl was going to do.
Left the projects. And well, you don't need me to tell you that 3 months isn't exactly a long time to compose an entire film score, especially if test screenings are still ongoing and the final cut of the movie hasn't even been nailed down yet. Jesus, talk about throwing things together at the last minute. I mean, you kind of have to wonder what the point of a composer even is when you're talking about James Gunn's DCU by James Gunn. I'm willing to bet at least 90% of it will just be licensed pop tracks anyway, because that kind of thing is totally not played out after 10 years. So who even cares about the other 10%? Speaking of James Gunn's DCU by James Gunn, this is the other thing that's probably going to count against Supergirl when it hits theaters. A movie like this would have done just fine if it had a strong DC brand in place to support it, but let's be honest, it doesn't. The best way I can describe Gunn's approach to setting up an extended universe like this is retarded! Rather than get foundational characters like Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman set up in their own solo movies and build out from there, Gunn's wasted precious time, resources, and fan goodwill on irrelevant shite that nobody...
100%. I 100% agree with that. I love James Gunn's movies, especially when he did... Oh my God. Why can't I remember the name of the fucking... Bro, it's those space motherfuckers in Marvel. Bro, what is the name of that fucking movie? I'm fully having a blank. I think I've lost it. I gotta look this up. This is fucking... This is gonna piss me off. Bro, James Gunn movies, what the fuck? I can't believe I just had this it's obviously like something in my brain. Guardians of the fucking Galaxy. I liked Guardians of the Galaxy, right? But then when it got to like Peacemaker and stuff, and it was like, oh, James Gunn's gonna do the DC universe now, which we're having problems, yes, but they were sort of building something with Ben Affleck, and even though it wasn't as good as Marvel, everyone that I've talked to that likes the Justice League, which is not many, they did enjoy them building a little universe. But then they cancelled it, put James Gunn in, and James Gunn just made it Guardians of the Galaxy now is Superman. Now it's going to be fucking The Flash. Now it's Supergirl. Peacemaker. Who the fuck is Peacemaker? I'm sorry, that's not a fucking character that you make shows off just because John Cena's a funny motherfucker. You should have made John Cena probably a better character in the universe if you were gonna make shit. But Peacemaker, yeah, you could make 50 episodes of that, or 50 seasons of that, and it's not gonna do anything to build a universe. What's he gonna do?
Nobody except him even cares about. Superman was a movie reluctantly made out of necessity that barely scraped its way to profitability, and even that's debatable. Peacemaker Season 2 was a fucking disaster that either got ignored or completely shit on, and Creature Commandos was an animated show that nobody even cared about. The end result is a tired, meandering brand that feels like a bunch of disconnected side projects with no clear narrative drive and nothing for fans to get excited about. Which brings me back to Young Millie's bizarre statement, because when you think about all of this, it all starts to make a bit more sense. If I was a cynical man, I'd say that Supergirl is probably going to flop at the box office, whether 100%. Because of weak brand momentum.
And if someone doesn't believe me, I'll make a bet. I'll make a bet with them. I'll be happy to put $1,000 up that this movie will flop if it does come out. I 100% don't think any girl is willing to go watch this shit. We'll watch the trailer after this.
Superhero fatigue, lack of interest in the character, just generally being a shit movie, or a combination of all of this stuff. I think the studio knows this too, and so they're getting their excuses lined up in advance. This is what we call laying the groundwork. No, you see, it wasn't a bad movie churned out by a studio with more flops to their name than a 400-pound diving instructor that arrived about 10 years too late to the superhero party and tried to appeal to an audience that's long since moved on. No, it's because of the sexism and stuff. People just aren't ready to see women in lead roles, and that's why this noble effort was...
No, that's bullshit. I've watched plenty of things with women in lead roles. I just don't get the hype on Supergirl. if Superman didn't do too well and it was a good movie, it wasn't interesting. And the way that James Gunn's do movies, you don't really care. Like, he puts a little jokey tone to it that it's not supposed to be serious at all. I do think they could make a good thing, but they have to build it up like every other fucking movie they have done.
Tragically undone.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
Sure, guys, whatever helps you sleep at night, I guess. But something tells me Supergirl is not going to set the box office alight. Anyway, that's all.
Bro, a girl would be very good leading in a movie that's more suited to lead for a girl. Like Supergirl, great. That's meant for a girl. But like, you just got to think Superman is like a boy's product. This is and it's an old thing. I think he was more popular in the 1950s, let alone now. Every movie of Superman hasn't done the best. I don't think much of them are that big of a success compared to Spider-Man and all that shit. But it's just like, how the hell, like, how the hell do they expect people to go watch this? Oh wait, no, Supergirl trailer. Actually, listen. 36 mil. Okay, so the men's trailer has 36 mil. This has 22 mil. So it looks. I definitely think it's going to be good. I just don't think it's a movie that people want at all. Have a look.
Hey, I was just touching base to see when you think you might be coming back. You know, I'm just worried that you're not going to find your stride here if you keep going off-world all the time, Kara. I'm worried you're not going to find your people.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, Clark. I have no people. Home is wherever you are, buddy. Crypto and I at least had each other. Honestly, I thought we were lucky.
Yeah.
But luck, almost by definition, runs out. What can I do?
The Brickens carry the antidote on that person. He has 3 days.
You cannot give up on me.
It's the crime of the Yellow Hills. Who murdered my innocent family.
Now, just looking at this, what am I looking at? Is this just looking at this? You'd be like, oh, what am I watching? Oh, it's Supergirl. The fuck is this? This looks like a Mad Max mixed with Guardians of the Galaxy. This doesn't look like anything of any substance.
What I say.
Look at the place she's in. So if I was, oh, come check the new Supergirl movie. It's a mix with Star Wars or something. What the fuck is this pub? What is this? How does this have anything to do with anything you know about Superman or Supergirl? There's alien faces like.
Don't die.
Looks like a shitty Star Wars project.
This does not look like this is gonna end well for you guys.
Who is that?
Stop.
Oh, no way. They got my mower. Saved. We got Aquaman as a side character in Supergirl. What an upgrade, man.
My head.
Revenge. It won't take your pain away.
Beautiful when you cry. A lot of pain, a lot of suffering.
There is no home without you, buddy.
That's Supergirl, Mad Max, fucking Fury, fucking Road, bro. What the hell?
Aren't you the ditz from that dive bar?
Funny. That's what I've been calling you.
Touche.
Yeah. I feel like James Gunn's just written the blueprint for movies like that. He just makes, you know, like big general, oh yeah, and adds a funny couple characters. You know, and also that Kiwi director did it. What's his name? The one that did Thor, and he did the first one that was really good. What did he take over? It was like for Ragnarok. He did that. It was heaps funny, and then the characters sort of led into the next one, and it gets a bit corny as it goes on. I feel like this movie is just a corny another James Gunn. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be mid. It's not gonna be rememberable. These characters, you're going to have a little laugh about them and just forget about them and move on with your life till he makes another one. But yeah, I just don't know if all the girls are just running and jumping to the new Supergirl. They've been waiting. Fuck, we've waited, you know, hundreds of years for a Supergirl, 50 years for a Supergirl movie. Bullshit. But I think they're going to try use James Gunn's little version of how he does superhero movies to make a bit of money off it. If they can, then yeah, but I reckon they're going to try add Superman. You should have just made another Superman movie. It's a weird one. But yep, the constant attempt to push women as the lead characters in movies that, I'll be honest, like if I told my mum about this, she would laugh in my face. Why the fuck are you telling me about this? So who is it for? I really don't know. I don't know. Maybe the niche, you know, girls that are into Superman, they've been waiting for Supergirl, but I just don't understand. Maybe they're just trying to get off on Millie Alcock because she's in the House of Dragon and that got a lot of views, so people are just trying to ride off that, but interesting. Anyway, that's going to be me for today, bro. I've done enough, right? It's Easter tomorrow, so I probably won't be on. Maybe I'll be on in the afternoon, I think. The special stream after, but yeah, I'm going to play some games. All right, latest.